Alrighty, good morning everybody. It's Monday morning. It's time for some yoga. Today we're going to use a chair prop. So grab a little chair or make sure you're somewhere that you can be seated. This is a great sequence for a little break during work. Get the blood flowing and get your body and mind back connected so that you can be more effective in your job. Get that brain working together with the body all day long. All right, we're going to start out in the chair. Nice, easy seat. Roll those shoulders up and back, up and back, up and back, and forward and down, forward and down, forward and down. One more time. And take that head to the right. Gently press with the right hand, ear to shoulder, stretching the neck muscles, and back through center to the other side. And back to center. We're going to start working on our hips and our thighs here, stretching right foot on the top of the left knee. This is our variation on the figure 4. You can press down with your right hand, kind of get a nice stretch in that hip flexor. And leaning forward, stretch, stretch, stretch. A few breaths in each pose. Make sure you're grounding down through your other foot, nice and sturdy. Energetic connection with the ground. Keeping those sit bones locked onto the chair as our surface today. And release, other side. Left ankle on right knee, pressing down with the left hand. Making sure you're feeling it in that left hip flexor. Leaning forward. Ooh, it's a nice gentle way to start the stretch day. These are also great to do if you have 5 minutes in between everything else, just throw some of this in there during the day. Get your yoga in a little bit at a time, a little piece at a time. And release, feet flat on the ground. Arms overhead, stretch, 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 knees together, and we're going to bend forward, forward fold. Starting to feel it in the shoulders, take each shoulder to the side, up on the right, up on the left, on the right, stretch it out. Rolling back up, one vertebrae at a time. Arms overhead, stretch, stretch, stretch. And bend it to the right. Nice little side bend. My assistant approves. Hi, baby, what's up? Back through center and over to the left. Trying to keep the knees together. That's the trick in this. And the hip bones, sit bones locked onto the chair. Don't let that hip come up. Keep it locked down. It's harder than it looks. And back through center, arms back and behind. Grab that chair behind you and press, stretching the biceps, the shoulders, opening the chest. Those knees together, that's the trick here. A few breaths here, deep into the belly. Head down. And release. We're going to take our arms into eagle, so right hand on the top, left hand on the bottom. This is a good stretch for the shoulders. And we can maintain that knees together, ankles together position on the legs. Sitting straight up, nice and tall, activating that core, activating the spine. A few more breaths here. And release, other side. Ooh, right hand on the bottom, left hand on the top. Eventually we want to get our palms together. Got to increase that flexibility to get there. Keep working at it. Keep those knees together. Nice tall spine, stretch it up. And release. Take those hands up. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Over to the right. Keeping those knees together. Through center. And over to the other side. Back to center. Reaching behind, stretching that chest out. Opening the chest. Knees together, ankles together. Activating the core. Feeling that stretch in the lower spine here this time too. And release. Going back to eagle arms. Right hand underneath, left hand over top. This time we're going to add those legs in. So whatever you can, right leg over left. And of course this time your hip's going to come up just a little bit. Eventually we want it to be straight and with our foot behind our leg. Getting there. Squeeze, 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 compress, compress those legs together, compress the arms together. And release, baby. And other side, right underneath, left on top, and left other direction. The other right. And the left leg on top. Squeeze, 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 compress, compress the arms, compress the legs. Squeeze together. And release. Now we're going to take a step out from the chair, hands to the base of the chair. Walk those sit bones off. And we're going to just hold slightly off the chair. Two more breaths here. And release, coming back up, back onto the chair. Now we're going to step behind our chair. Woo. Take that back of the chair and use it as maybe a bar. Think of it as a bar. Let's stretch that back out. Nice halfway fold, flat back. Drop the head between the arms. Really get the lower back engaged here. Nice deep breaths. You can also use a kitchen counter for these as well, for this kind of stuff. Use something for support so that you can really dig in to the muscles, relaxing those muscles and tendons in these poses. I'm a big fan of using whatever's around you as a yoga prop. And coming back up, we're gonna go the other direction. So you're going to lean in with the hips like an up dog, elevated up dog. And back the other direction, halfway fold. Stretching out that lower back and the hamstrings. Make sure you get the hamstrings involved in this as well. Those knees as straight as you can, legs as straight as you can, engaging those glutes, engaging the hamstrings. One more time, forward, upward dog, elevated upward dog. And release, one more time, to the back. little deeper. And one more time to the front, hips toward the chair. And release. Stepping a little closer to the chair. We're going to take that foot behind us, left foot up, grab that foot, the inside. We can use the chair to help steady us as we bring the foot up behind. Beginning of dancer pose. If you want, you can lower onto the base of the chair or fall, one or the other. Still takes some balance. Woo, here we go. Working on maintaining that balance. It's a fun way to try and get to these poses. And release. Woo. Let's take a nice wide squat in the center here. Squatting down, up, down, up, down, up, grinding down through the heels, pressing those heels into the floor. Two more times. And back to center. We're going to grab that right foot. Woo. Get your balance on the left. Grab that right foot from the inside. Into our dancer pose. Kick that foot out behind you. And take it down a little lower if you want. Maybe we'll just stay right here on this side. And release. Woo. Coming to the other side of your chair, we're going to take a little bit deeper. Flat feet. And maybe get that chair up against the wall. Flat feet. And find that almost down dog. Interim down dog. Medium, in between, intermediate down dog. There we go. Keeping those feet flat. Keep those hips high. Reaching the shoulders and the chest toward the floor. In this position, I can keep my heels on the ground. So this is great to start feeling that sensation. Eventually, we want to work toward this in our full down dog. So we're going to call this intermediate down dog. I like it. And release that left foot. Flatten that foot out. And raise it up for a three-legged intermediate down dog. Woo. And release. Sliding a little bit here. Release that right foot to the ground. And raise up. Three-legged intermediate down dog. The hips level. I have a tendency to want to go like this. Keep those hips level and raise the leg. And release. Walk it forward. Staying down. And collapse onto the seat top here. For a nice forward fold. Keeping the legs as straight as possible. You can have a little bend to them. That's fine too. Important here, keep the head, the top of the head straight down onto the chair. You can even rest your head on the top of the chair if you like. And this is one of the poses that is the beginning of headstands. So getting that triangle situation with the arms and the head in the right spot. Eventually we'll be able to lower down and kick it up into a headstand. Not today though. Feel those hamstrings lengthening. Breathing deep into the belly. And the stretch in the shoulders, the strength in your biceps, your shoulders, the neck. Release all the tension in the neck. Press the palms of the hands straight together. And release, bringing the palms flat, coming back up. Slowly raise the head. Whew. And walk it on back up, one vertebrae at a time to standing. We're going to take our chair and be seated again. And this time we are going to turn to the side, drop that right leg on the ground, use the back of the chair for support, left leg on the chair, and get deep as you can to that nice quad stretch. Front of the hip flexor. Breathing deep into that area. 2 more breaths. And release, bringing the legs together, coming to front. Wide leg forward fold, all the way down, palms to the ground. Two more breaths. And walk it on up. Knees together. Other side. Drop that left knee. Feel the stretch in that left hip. Stay connected through that right foot heel. Two more breaths. And release, coming back to center. Arms overhead, deep breath, stretching tall, knees together. Keep those knees together, ankles together. Bend it to the right. Through center. Bend it to the left. Back to center, arms back behind, grab that chair, stretch the chest open, throw that head back, keep those knees together. Nice tall spine. And release to front forward fold, whatever's comfortable for you. Take the knees wide, drop the head. And just chill for a second. Grind those heels down into the ground. Pressing through the tops of the legs. Give yourself a little massage here on the quads. Let the head hang. Ragdoll style. You can even let the arms draw down and ragdoll if you like. And just take a minute, close your eyes. Set your intentions for the day, for the week. 2 more breaths here. And bring it on up. Very slowly. One last shoulder roll. Open those eyes. Give yourself a big hug in both directions. There we go. Hands to heart. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I will see you guys tomorrow night at TNR. See ya. Have a good Monday.